Okay, so what have we had turn up so far? We're still waiting on a few bits too, by the way. Some threaded rods so we can make our steering arms, new steering arms. This isn't M3 threaded rod, this is a 4-40 threaded rod, but it is very close, and we've tried it with one of our plastic rod ends and it seems to work fine. I think for going in a straight line it'll be fine. And I bought two of them as well, because four, sorry, because to buy M3 threaded rod online, it takes weeks and weeks for it to get here. The motor we're going to end up running eventually is the LRP 12x2 spec 6. We really did want the 10x2 spec 5. I think it's around about 9 to 10,000 RPM higher than the 12x2. Hobbywing 1080, the Gen 2, which we've never used before, so we'll have to see if we can program that with the Gen 1 program card. We had bearings turn up. The car already has bearings in it, except for that little 850. So I figured, well, we also had this turn up, the adjustable motor mount, and I'm still waiting for the 21 tooth pinion, which, thanks to Nick Tiny, confirmed that the 21 tooth pinion does in fact fit, just by the looks of it. We're still waiting for that pinion, so when that pinion turns up, I'll be pulling that gearbox apart to mount the pinion, and while I'm in there I'm going to re-race the box. And high torque servo saver, I actually stole this off the MF-01X that we ran last year in the speedrun challenge. Now yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's not going to fit in the Grasshopper chassis, and yes, you're right, but I have an idea for that, which we're going to do in this video. I'm not going to put the Hobbywing in just yet, or any of this stuff. Like I said, I'm going to wait for that 21 tooth pinion to turn up, and then we can start mucking around with stuff. If it turns up this week, we'll do a run this weekend with all of this stuff in there. If it doesn't turn up this week, we might do a run with the 1080, and maybe chuck a BZ in it just to get another bit of a feel for the car. We did 25 point something mile an hour with the torque tune motor and the 1060. I think with a half flat battery. Well, what do I grab that for? Okay, so this steering, this is what this video is about. Hopefully we won't keep you too long. So a lot of you would have seen my little fix for stiffening up these suspension arms, stop them moving like this. Now I want to try and eliminate the movement in that upright. You can see that, and also the amount of play that's in these front wheels in the actual steering, which is where our threaded rod and high torque servo saver come in. So I'm going to start pulling stuff apart, and I think I'll just do stuff and bring it back when I've actually accomplished something. Okay, so I have this high torque servo saver mounted onto the servo, and yes, it is too long. If you try and line the servo up with the holes in the servo posts, the servo arm hits on the actual swing arms, which I knew it would do. Now my original idea was to simply just mount the servo up like this, but after looking at it, that actually makes the arms way too high now. So we need it somewhere in the middle there. Now, in the spirit of the competition, I'm not going to drill out these servo posts. I just finished putting the CVA shocks together for the big wig, and we had a couple of spares of these spacers, and I actually had spares in left over from other kits. So we're just going to mount them underneath those posts to give us whatever they are. Looks like about 3mm. Yep, 3mm exactly. So that should give us the clearance we need for our arms, and then we need to make the actual steering rods. Now, all I'm going to do is just take the measurements from the original rods and cut a couple of rods to suit and just adjust them from there. So I'll bring you back when that servo's mounted. Okay, these front uprights, this one here, absolutely no play whatsoever. It is a little on the tight side, but with a 25 kilo servo, I don't think that's going to hurt us too much. Very simple what I did. Now the space between here, or I should say the difference between that space and this upright, worked out to be around about 0.8 of a mil. Your standard M3 flat washers that come with pretty much every Tamiya kit. Turns out they're around about 0.4 of a millimeter thick. I keep saying around about, right? They're close enough. They're actually a little bit too thick, that's why you have that tightness there. Now if you're running this around the track with a standard, you know, Futaba 2002, what a 3002 servo, whatever they are, you would definitely not do this mod. But in a straight line, you don't have to worry about steering all that much, do you? And also, I'm fitting these washers to the bottom, which will raise the upright up just that tiny bit, and then you drop a washer. Now that I'm doing it on camera, everything's going to be really hard to do. I might just drop that screw out of the way for a sec. Oh my god. If I had 1.8 thick washer, that'd be really nice. Okay, so you sit there for a minute, I'll get another washer. And the other one went in not too bad, you know. This one's fighting me a bit, so you just got to move them around and kind of like Stevie Wonder trying to put on a record. You can get a bit of an idea when you're looking from the bottom. Just give it a bit of a wiggle around. That put them way off. They were really close. There we go. The old podgy bar trick. And again, they're not by any means loose in there, but they're, oh, sorry. They're not by any means loose in there, but they're definitely not tight. Not so tight that it's going to worry you in a straight line. So that's that slop taken care of. Still don't think I'm going to do anything else with the front shocks. I may extend the bits of rubber tube in there. May not. So now onto these steering arms. Like I said, I'm just going to copy these lengths and make them up and basically hope for the best. So we'll bring you that back for that. Well, that's about as much as we're going to do with the front end today. So you can see, hopefully, absolutely no like up and down play in that and the steering upright. All that we have is our actual suspension. We have no forward and back play in our arms, and with that high torque servo, there's still a bit of play in those ball ends. I don't think we're ever going to get away with that. There is a trick I heard of. If you put some silicone inside the ball ends and then clip them on, that tightens them up. But compared to what it was, I think that's pretty good. Again, going in a straight line shouldn't really bother it that much. But all in all, it is probably 80% tighter than it was from standard, so that should all work out pretty good. So until we get some other parts turn up, we do have some other wheels to try. I'm going to try the Blackfoot wheels. Actually, I'm going to try the Monster Beetle tyres on the Blackfoot rims. They got the spikes on it. They're a little bit grippier, because we are toying with the idea of doing a couple of our final speed runs on the sand. I don't know, just in case if we do crash, it won't do so much damage, hopefully. But there is another wheel. So these are wheels and tyres off our friends VRX, River Hobbies VRX. 12mm hex. I have ordered some hex adapters for the rears. Now they don't quite have the rollout that the Blackfoot tyres do, but they are kind of soft and grippy, and they actually don't go too bad on the tarmac. So once those hex adapters turn up, we can give them a go. Apart from that, until everything else turns up, there's not much we can do. So chuck the body back in. Hopefully there was a couple of tips in there for you guys to tighten up your front suspension, especially you guys just running stock chassis with whatever parts you can find here and there. Obviously the open class guys are making all their own stuff to eliminate all of that play, which is cool. But you know, for us cheapies, I think that'll work just fine. So thanks for watching, thanks for your support, and we'll see you when more parts turn up.